don't have enough USB ports to insert another one. So we will be using an Epson Perfection V700 photo scanner, and I'm using a Mac, so you want to go to your system preferences, at least for Mac. However you do it on a Windows, I'm not sure. Go to printers and scanners, and then open up your Perfection V700. So let me say that I already have the scanner piece set up. I have it in with no slides. This will make it a lot easier in the long run. So let's let that happen. Now we're going to be scanning in 35 millimeter. You can also do 25 by 25. Alright. So it's easier to use the white space to make your enclosing boxes. So let's go to, we're already on positive, and I want to do billions, colors billions, resolution 3200. We're going to do a custom size, I'll get to that later. I tend to organize things by year, month, and then slide number. Now I'm doing TIFF format for archival purposes, and then later for Blu-ray I will be converting them to JPEG, and I don't need any of the image correction or anything. So let's start. Each of these boxes is going to be 3.6, 2.4 in centimeters. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put down the boxes, and we'll edit them later. It doesn't matter what size right now. So now we're going to go to each of these boxes, and if you were to scan in the slides first, you might not be able to see where it stops and ends. So this makes it a lot easier because you're doing it on the white. 3.6, 3.4, and we're just going to go through all of these. What I'm doing is typing in 3.6, pressing tab, then pressing 2.4, and clicking the next one and doing the same thing. So 3.6, 2.4, and just keep going through doing that. And later on we will go back and try to line them up. Now, if you did scan them in and you accidentally placed it off, it's going to make the next step a lot harder. Well, not exactly harder, but it might keep cutting off every time, and you wouldn't want that. So, I'm going to make sure these are in the middle best we can. Actually, that was good. Nope, wait. Left down. That looks good. And a 35 millimeter is 3.6, 2.4. You're not going to want to have it long ways. You can always flip that later. Because if you always do it horizontal or landscape view, you'll never have to change these, and that's what we're going for. So I have them all put in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the plastic piece out, and in the top right corner we're going to leave that blank for now, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this 12th one we're going to put in the top right corner. Now, I don't know why it does this, but on every single slide usually you'll see the date and the number in the top left. The date will be in the top middle. I already have my slides in order 1 through 16, and so what I'm gonna do is have the number and the date on the very top, and then I'm gonna flip it 180 degrees, or rotate it 180 degrees so that the date and the number will be facing towards me. And then every time I put in one of these, I'm actually going to flip the card so that it's in reversed order, so I don't have to I won't have to both rotate or flip it so you can actually see the text, so the text isn't inverted after I'm done scanning. Now, if you did want to do that, which it's less convenient to do it this way, but it's more convenient in the long run. I don't have to go into Photoshop and reverse the image, and I don't have to. I will have to rotate the horizontal images, which is fine. But I'm using Adobe Bridge, and I can't flip the images with that program. However, I can rotate if need be. And I believe in any editor you can rotate, and I believe you can flip it as well. So I am almost done sticking all the cards in. And we're not going to rescan it, we're just going to scan it. Or we're not going to do an overview. I'm using Electronics Compressed Gas Duster, and this might move over before I put it in case there's any dust on the slides. Let's get the scanner too, and I usually use a window, actually not a window cleaner. I use a screen cleaning fluid as well on the scanner. There we go. So now all I have to do not press overview, just click scan. You should already have all of this set up. And you want to do transparency positive before you do these little separated boxes, because once you change the scan modes, you'll have to redo it. And same as if you do overview again, you'll have to redo it. And you don't want to keep redoing these. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I don't have to. Every time I put it into the scanner, I'm just going to keep putting scan in. Now, everything is going to go into this new folder that I have in the appropriate folder, which is Grandpa. I also like to keep notes. For instance, I know that it is June 6th, and I've already done the counting. It's 1 through 16, because sometimes you'll have maybe let's say we have slides back from the 1950s. Let me see. Alright. The oldest there is 1952. Okay, 1950s. And it might be missing a few. Wow, this is actually 1 through 7. Let's do 1957. They're actually pretty good. Okay, so this I have 0, 1, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36. I'm missing like the whole middle. Sometimes I'll be missing just random ones. That's strange. Okay, well, take my word for it. Sometimes I might be missing 7, or I might be missing 11, and I actually want to put which ones I actually scanned in. So I might do 1, 5 through 10, 7 through 30 or something like that. Is there any other information that's coming with this box? Just 11406, 5606. This is all saying 606. I'm gonna just put both in. Let's do 2006. Oops, 06. And box 11406 and here's 5606. I don't know why it says it on the box, but it does. And I want to keep whatever information if it's in San Francisco or if it's like trip or a party, whatever's written on the box. Sometimes I'll have names and other information. I have one here that says Mara, Harry, Robin, Dad, Ginger. March 76. Anyway, so it'll take about, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes to scan them all in, but at least you're not redoing all of these enclosed sections anymore, because that takes like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes itself. So once it's all scanned in, we'll go to the next step. Also, I do it by year and then month because, as you saw, I have a lot of years and then different sections by month. For instance, here we go, 1979. We have 1 through 08. And I have 2 for 08. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. Right now the space doesn't matter inside of here. And I go back in Adobe Suite Bridge and I rename each slide what they were. So if I'm missing one, it won't say that. However, this is for the archival purposes. My grandfather will have all of these folders, but on the Blu-ray, what I'm going to have to do is put all of 1979 in one folder. So I'll instead organize it by... Actually, I think this is fine. Until I get to this, it'll be probably 08B. I think that's fine. And right here. Okay, so this is like 1979, 08. And I'm missing 26. Isn't too bad. But yeah, so once again, anytime you re-overview, you'll have to redo these separating spaces. Again, you'll want to do centimeters, 3.6 by 2.4. And it's a lot easier if you use the white space instead of looking at the dark slides, because then you're kind of like estimating, especially if it's in a dark space. The picture is dark, then you don't know. It's hard to distinguish the darkness of the folder between the slide. And it's just a lot easier this way, and you don't have to keep redoing it. Now, probably gonna have to redo this for the video that I'm actually recording, so I'm gonna stop recording it. I'm gonna keep streaming it. For me, it's easier if I keep the main folder here, and then I'll have the new folder here. I could just open a new tab, exit that one, that way I can't go back out of this folder with here, and then I can easily, this looks like it is, no, it's not rotated, it doesn't need to be rotated. Anyway, is this one? Yeah, so I can just go to edit. Oh, I have to actually open it outside. Preview. And then you can go to tools, rotate left. And that's it. Now you see it did the top right first, but it always puts it last because it's blank. There is no one. So at least it does that on my computer. I'm going to assume it does it for everybody else as well. It really depends on how you arrange it. I arrange by name. So that way I can, that's another thing. I'm using Adobe Bridge, so you might want to actually put the year and the month number, so that way you can just erase this space. Or keep the space. For me, I could go to Adobe Bridge. And I can just do a batch rename. For instance, if I only have 1 through 5, I'll batch rename this. I can at least set it up, I guess. Let's see, what did I say it was? I think 06, 2006. So 2006, 06. And then we would just do starts at 1. Sometimes you'll have more than 10, so I'll do 2 digits. I've never had more than 100. There we go. 1 through 5. And then when this is done, I can do the rest. Or I could do more of them now, but I don't want to do that one yet because it is the end. Usually I'll wait until the entire thing's done scanning. Actually, let me keep this here. I like to keep all the boxes and everything, my notepad, my folder, and the time it's taking me to do it on the other screen. And then I do everything else in here. Now, if you have Photoshop, you happen to have Photoshop, and you didn't flip the images. Let me see if I have a. Here we go. Now, if you didn't flip the image, let me just do hit left. Oh, okay. So you see the 1:14:06. Let me go. The 1:14:06. If you didn't flip it, the 1 would be fine. The 4 would be backwards, and the 6 would be backwards. Any text would be backwards. Let's say you scanned it in without flipping the card, or you didn't rotate. You can always make here's one where I didn't actually use the white space, so I cut off a little bit of it. You would want to go to automate. You know what? First you'd actually want to create an action, and I call it rotate. And what you would want to do, I'm going to call this delete. So I'm going to delete this afterwards. So the first thing that I would want to do is, and this doesn't have text, but let's pretend it did, and it's flipped. You would want to, we're going to just do it horizontally. And then I would just save it and stop this. Alright, so I made this automation. Great. And I just wanted to do this picture, but go to File, Automate Batch. And you could do entire folders, you can also do subfolders. I'm just going to do this one, and what it's going to do is save it and close it. So it should have the tail this way. So let's reopen it. So it would do the entire folder, and it would flip the entire folder if you happen to have Photoshop. So that's done. All of my files are completed. Oops. And we're starting off with 10. There we go. We have 1 through 12. And then I'm going to take out and redo them. Now, when I take them out, because they're flipped, and this only matters if you want to look at them or use these slides again. I'm going to take them out from the corner. No, actually, I'm going to take them out starting with this one, and then go the same way that I put them in. And that'll put the first one down first, and then I can just flip over the pile, and you'll have one on top. Anyway, that is a tutorial. I'm going to be redoing it and putting it online. YouTube as a better version. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.